Joe?
Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Not great. When's this new medicine gonna make me better?
Soon. I promise you. Hey, your mom and dad are having a bite in the coffee shop. You want me to get them?
Nah. That's okay.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go see where they are with the test results, all right? I'll be right back.
Hey, Joe.
Yeah.
I heard Neil's on xylostine. How's it going?
He's experiencing anemia and some bone marrow depression.
You gonna keep him on it?
I'm hoping the side effects will subside.
What about the leukemic blast? Those going down?
No, not yet.
Well, maybe they'll find a bone marrow donor yet, huh?
Well, carrying a mattering lab right now, and they're testing all the samples that have come in, so.
Okay, good luck.
All right, I'll take all I can get.
Hey, you know, I know you were never crazy about me hanging out with Neil when I was seeing Courtney. But for what it's worth, I think he's a terrific kid. So if there's anything I can do.
Thanks. I'll let you know.
It's like searching for a needle in a haystack.
You know, we've been at this nonstop for hours. I'd suggest a little break, but these guys keep calling our names.
Oh, is that what it was? I thought exhaustion was making me hear things.
Listen, Karen, why don't you take a break, all right? I'll take one later.
Okay, maybe a stretch will do me good.
Yeah.
I'll get to these as soon as I get back.
Well, they're not going anywhere.
Not until I test every single one of them.
But you like this guy? You trust him? Well, hopefully nothing, but just to make sure, I want to change all the locks in the house. Well, yes, I'm afraid someone might have access.
What?
This is Dr. Locke.
Rachel, it's Julie. Where have you been? I've been trying to reach you all night.
I had some things to take care of. So what's wrong?
In a word? Kevin.
Victor, can I call you back? Thanks.
You're having the locks changed?
Before you freak out,
No, it's too late. I'm freaking out.
It's just a precaution because you lost your keys.
And you think that someone about this tall, with long curly hair, who just beat a murder rap has them, right?
I never said Julie had
Yeah,
your
but
keys.
that's what you're thinking. I know you're
What are
thinking
you, a
that.
mind reader now?
Come on, Kevin. You and I both think that Julie broke in here. So why don't we just call the police?
Easy. Come on, you're getting all worked up over nothing. Just take a breath. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Fine. We don't have to call the police, but I do want to make sure the locks are changed,
No
okay?
problem. I just talked to Victor about it. He has somebody in mind, and I can give the guy a call on my way to the hospital.
Good. Are you going to go see Neil?
Yeah.
How's he doing?
How's he doing? Well, his new medication is making him weaker.
Well, that's to be expected. But we can still hope for the best, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe I should go with you. I can see if I can cover some shifts for Joe and Karen so they can spend some time with Neil.
You know, I bet they'd really appreciate that. Yeah. Kind of puts things in perspective, doesn't it?
Yeah, it sure does. Oh, by the way, did you hear Chloe Morgan was hit by a car?
Ashton's wife?
Suddenly, a broken picture frame and some lost keys seem pretty insignificant, don't they?
Julie. Hey. Why don't you have a seat? Sure beats the chairs at Ferncliff. You okay?
I was just wondering if I'm going to be able to spill my guts to you in here. No bars on the windows, no guards outside. Kind of strange. Well, it is going to take some adjusting, getting used to the freedom. How's that going?
Showering alone, using all the hot water I want. Not too shabby.
But?
I am still feeling trapped in some ways.
Does this have to do with Kevin?
He is a big part of it.
You did sound upset on the phone. So what happened?
Chris had to work, and I had the entire day to do whatever I wanted.
Well, that sounds like a good thing. What'd you choose to do?
Go see Christina.
So you went to see Scott and Lucy.
But before I rang the bell, Kevin and Eve showed up. I mean, I swear, Rachel, I think the guy is following me.
What did he say to you, Julie?
It's what he did. Completely stopped me from going in. And how am I ever going to make any progress with Scott and Lucy, let alone the rest of this town, with Kevin always showing up and making his opinions known?
Look, together we worked to get them on your side. Let Kevin try all he wants. He's not going to be able to turn them against you.
You don't know Kevin.
You don't know me.
I'm beginning to.
Then trust me, Julie. I got you free, didn't I?
Yes.
And I will reunite you with Christina.
I want to be around her full time.
You know, being with her 24 hours a day is very unrealistic at this point.
Rachel, she is my baby.
And if people find out too soon, it could just ruin everything.
So then what am I supposed to do?
Don't let Kevin push your buttons. When you do, it just gives him ammunition, Julie. We don't want him in our way for our long-term goal.
No one is going to stop me from getting Christina back.
Well, your husband seems to be blowing your chances of being reunited with her every day.
Hey, need some help?
No. Shouldn't you be getting back to your newly acquitted wife? Or don't want to make her upset?
Well, I don't know. She's kind of sexy when she's all fired up.
Yeah, and dangerous.
Well, some guys like it that way. These all the samples you're going to test tonight?
That's the goal.
Well, sure you don't want some help?
What's up, man? Is there some good deed doctor contest I don't know about?
Well, I ran into Joe. He said Neil's condition wasn't improving. Thought I'd offer to give a hand.
Well, thanks, but Karen and I have it covered.
Well, if you change your mind...
I'll be sure and call someone else.
Tell them no matter how busy they are, I want that blood here within the hour, okay?
You'll have it in 30 minutes, if I even have to go get it myself.
Okay.
Joe.
Hey, you done in the lab?
Oh, just stretching a thigh check on Neil.
His hematocrit is at 24. I ordered another unit of packed cells.
If it keeps dropping...
It won't. Maybe we should up the dosage of the daunorubicin.
No, it might interfere with the xylostine. We need to give the new drug a chance.
Okay, well then let's up the dosage of that.
It's too soon. We don't know the full extent of the potential side effects.
Karen, we gotta move this along somehow. Why don't we fly Neil out to LA? We can get those doctors to treat him themselves.
No, he's too sick to fly anywhere.
Okay, fine. Well, then we'll fly those guys here. They can monitor the drugs. We'll put them up at the Port Charles Hotel. I'll pay for it myself.
Joe, we're in constant contact with them. There's nothing more they can do by being here.
Yeah, but if they saw what a great kid Neil is, maybe that would light a fire under their butts and they'd work even harder.
He's getting the best possible care here. He has you, me, Matt, the entire oncology staff.
Yeah, but that's not enough. There's got to be something more we can be doing.
Joe, I think you might be losing your objectivity.
Oh, that is ridiculous.
I could see why. This is Neil, and his condition's getting worse.
Don't you think I know that?
I don't think you're dealing with that.
Okay, then what are you saying?
Maybe you should take yourself off of Neil's case.
You have got to be kidding me. No way am I backing off Neil's case.
Maybe you should take some time to consider it.
Nothing to consider, Karen.
There's more to healing than medicine, Joe.
Are you telling me I can't do my job?
I am saying you need to be where your heart is with Neil, by his side, loving him. Let us do the rest.
It's interesting. Pulling rank.
No. No, but I will if you let your feelings for Neil get in the way of his treatment.
They aren't.
So what do you call wanting to put him on a plane to fly him across the country?
Pushing the envelope. Fighting harder than all the rest of you.
We are working around the clock to save him.
Everybody's got their idea about what's best for Neil. Mine are just a little more radical.
Well, you're pushing too hard, Joe, and going too far.
You really don't have any faith in me, do you? You didn't think I could handle knowing that I wasn't Neil's dad. And now, you don't even think I'm capable of being a doctor.
One has nothing to do with the other. This is a medical decision. I'm the chief resident. Not only do I have every right to express my concerns, it's my duty.
I'm not taking myself off Neil's case. End of discussion.
Why are you coming down so hard on Chris?
Look, I don't mean to sound so harsh.
Well, saying he's blowing my chances with Christina isn't exactly complimentary.
His heart is in the right place, Julie. It's just his actions that I'm worried about.
How?
Well, he tried to bribe a jury, and then trying to stop Christina's adoption. Both of those were very impulsive, careless moves.
Well, you can't lay all that on Chris. I was right there with him.
Yeah, tell me something. Did you ever once question the logic to those plans? For that matter, have you ever disagreed with Chris?
There is one thing we don't see eye to eye on.
You want to share that with me?
He pushed to get Christina's blood tested in the bone marrow drive they're holding for Neil Canello's.
Without your consent?
She's Neil's half-sister. The boy is dying.
And still, you didn't want to have her tested.
I don't like the idea of her being poked and prodded, no.
You know, I'm really surprised that he went ahead with this, knowing how upset you were.
What concerns me most is someone figuring out that Frank is Christina's father. From there, it's just a hop, skip, and a jump to figuring out that I'm her mother.
Oh, come on, we're both familiar with bone marrow collection. A complete stranger could be a match.
Yes, but it's still possible for someone to realize that they're blood relatives.
Why do you think he purposely went against your wishes?
He's a doctor. He sees a sick child and he kicks into medical mode. He thought he was doing the right thing.
Yeah, as long as you don't have a problem with where your husband's priorities lie.
Gee, I wish I could have some of Joe's patients more often. They're a lot less grumpy than mine.
Well, you don't have enough work of your own. You have to take on Scanlon's caseload?
No, I just thought I'd give Joe some extra time to spend with Neil.
And the recipient of this year's Bleeding Heart Award goes to Eve Lambert.
Well, if there were such an award, I'd have some pretty stiff competition. I heard you offered to put in time in the lab.
What, is this place hard up for gossip?
Well, when the person being generous is you, word seems to travel pretty fast.
Is it so hard to believe that I actually care about Neil?
Conscience finally got to you, didn't it?
What do you mean?
Oh, come on, Chris. I know that you knew all along that Frank was Neil's father.
You've been living with a writer too long.
Admit it, the guilt's caught up to you.
You're wrong, okay? I just offered to give Neil a little help. He's a good kid.
Okay.
Since everyone refused to take me up on my offer, I shall now go home to my very beautiful, very innocent wife.
Yeah, if she's innocent. I'm a virgin.
Oh, it just seems that way because you've been with Kevin so long.
Excuse me, for your information, Kevin and I have a fantastic... You know what? Just never you mind, all right? And use protection. I don't want to have any little mini Julies running around.
Get your mind out of the gutter, will you?
You know, I'm actually surprised you're even here at all. What'd you decide to come up for air all of a sudden?
Well, contrary to popular belief, I'm not some sex-starved Casanova. No, I'm serious. When I make love to a woman, it has to be just right.
Since when? Wait a minute. Oh, my gosh. You guys haven't done it yet, have you? You haven't done the nasty, the dirty deed, the old...
The nasty?
No.
Did you say the nasty? What, have you been watching MTV again?
This is amazing. I think it's probably a first for Chris Ramsey. It's true, isn't it? I can't believe... You know, I thought you guys would have jumped on each other in the car ride on the way home.
You know, I hate to disappoint you, but I happen to be a gentleman.
In your dreams.
Well, if this is dreaming, don't wake me up.
She's actually a really lucky girl, Chris.
I'm actually a really lucky guy, Eve.
Well, not if she turns out to be the Black Widow spider I think she is. You know, they kill after mating.
Good night, Lambert.
Hey, I'm not kidding. Chris!
Some passions never die.
I love you, Ryan. I never stopped loving you.
Then why are you rushing down the aisle?
And to get back the woman he loves,
You are my past. Jake is my future.
Ryan will stop at nothing.
Jillian is marrying Jake for all the wrong reasons, and you gotta help me stop the wedding.
On All My Children, ABC Daytime.
Honey, I'm home.
Good day at the office, dear?
I missed you.
Hey, my first time making one of these things.
Well, all right. Okay. Big test coming up. Perfection.
Well, martinis, they taste like gasoline to me, so I wasn't a very good taste tester.
Well, take it from an expert. It's to die for. So, how was your day?
Uneventful.
Had a session with Rachel, right?
Yep, yeah. I tried finding you at GH and they couldn't track you down. Busy day?
Not really. A lot of paperwork and charts. Hey, you hungry? I haven't used my gourmet culinary skills in quite a while. How about I whip you up some dinner?
Come on, talk to me. I've been alone most of the day. Tell me what you did at work.
Okay. Let's see. Nothing exciting. A laparoscopy, very routine. Spent some time on Neil's case. He's in pretty bad shape. I don't know, I think Christina's blood sample could be the answer, though.
Don't you care how much this is hurting me?
Julie, if you could look at Neil...
Well, what about looking at me? You knew that I didn't want her tested, and now you're hoping that she's going to be a match? Doesn't my opinion count to you?
What about my medical judgment in a life-or-death situation?
Let's just forget it. You still want to cook?
Sure, if you want me to.
I ate a late lunch. I'm not very hungry.
All right. Yeah, you know, I'm kind of wiped out myself.
Yeah, me too. You know, I guess I'm gonna turn in.
Oh. All right, Julie, you can stay in my room again tonight if you want.
Oh, I'm still getting used to being here. I'll stay in my room. Good night, Chris.
Night.
You ready to go?
Yeah, just about. Did you see Neil?
No, he's having a particularly bad night, so I'll just come and see him tomorrow.
Oh. All right, well, we're out of here in just a second. Let me check my messages, okay?
Okay.
Kevin, can I have a word with you?
Sure.
Julie just told me about the run-in she had with you at Scott's place.
Well, maybe Julie shouldn't expect everyone to be so eager to put out the welcome mat for her.
Julie is a free woman, free to go where and see who she wants. She shouldn't have to feel as though you're constantly hounding her.
You know, keeping Julie from having an active social life isn't exactly high on my list of priorities either, Rachel.
Well, you could have fooled me, Kevin.
Hey, look what I found in my mailbox. Ta-da!
Great. Anyone leave a note?
Nope. I guess my fault. I just misplaced him, so I guess that solves the mystery, huh?
Good.
Don't quit on me, partner. We can beat this. I promise.
Okay, these are done.
No match?
No, back to testing blood.
Listen, I'm starved. Do you want to get something to eat?
No, you go ahead. It's your turn anyway.
Well, you got to eat, Karen.
Well, just grab me some takeout. I just want to finish the rest of these.
Okay, you got it.
Okay, thanks.
Yep.
Okay, Christina, you're next. Let's see what you're made of, baby.
just let me know if there's any change. Or if there's anything that we can do. Right. All right, I'll see you. Bye.
What did Karen say?
Neil's getting worse. The trial drug is making him anemic. So now he's having blood transfusions.
Oh, great, that poor kid. He really could use a bone marrow match now.
Yeah. Well, that's why Karen was in the lab all night, but so far, nothing.
But it's not too late. I mean, that could still happen. There's still time, right?
I hate to say this, Lucy, but I think it's touch and go for Neil right now.
Neil's gonna die.
Frank, you have to come in there with me. Please.
Courtney, there is nothing I want more than to see Neil, but he doesn't want to see me, and he's too sick. We can't risk upsetting him.
He is very sick. And that's why I need you in there with me. Frank, we have to be with our son every chance we can now. Hi. How are you feeling?
Okay.
Hey, look. I brought you a visitor.
Hey, Neil.
Sweetie, why don't I, fluff these pillows for you, okay? They're all smushed up. Frank, what's this?
What?
This rash.
It's on his ears and his eyelids.
He's burning up. Neil? Neil, honey, what's wrong? You tell Mommy, okay? Neil?
Can't breathe.
I'll get Joe.
Okay. Okay, you just hang in there. You're gonna be okay. Joe's coming, all right? Just hold on, okay? It's gonna be all right.
Okay, take it easy, Neil. Okay, we're gonna help you. We're gonna help you, okay? Just take it easy. Stop the blood. Give him 25 milligrams of diphenhydramine.
What's happening?
BP 70 over 42 and he's tachy.
Well, what does that mean?
He's having a transfusion reaction.
Oh, God.
It's okay. We got it under control, right, champ? Huh?
Okay, here we go. Deep breath down. Okay, there we go.
Feel better there? Huh?
What's going on with me?
Okay, BP's 95 over 63 and heart rate's down to 115.
Hey, you're gonna be fine, okay?
Marcella, give him 400 milligrams of acetaminophen. It'll bring his fever down.
Joe, what's happening?
Outside.
Okay. I won't be long, I promise.
Looks like Neil might be rejecting the blood we gave him. I'll know more after we run some tests.
What tests?
We'll draw some blood, check his creatinine and blood urea nitrogen levels.
What will that tell us?
If his kidneys are functioning properly.
His kidneys. There's something wrong with his kidneys now.
It's possible.
Because of the xylostine reaction.
Well, it's a domino effect. Neil's reaction made him become anemic, which meant blood transfusions. Now the transfusions may be causing his kidneys to fail.
What can happen next?
I better get back in there. Neil's not doing so well, and there's a chance that he just might not make it.
Lucy said the body's a miracle. It can heal itself even when really bad things happen to it. Like when I was blind. And now I can see.
Hey, Dad, I did say that, and I do still believe that, you know.
But then why isn't Neil getting better?
Serena, sometimes when the body gets hit over and over and again, it shuts down. I mean, it can only take so much.
But if the body's a miracle...
Listen, do you remember when we went down to Fort Lauderdale and we went to the beach and we were swimming, right? And remember when those big waves kept bowling you over?
Yes.
Remember when the first wave hit you, it knocked you down, right?
Right.
And then the second wave hit you, right? And it was even harder to get up.
That's true.
Remember the third wave?
I went under and I got really, really scared.
Right.
Well, I think what your daddy is trying to tell you is that that's what is happening to Neil. These great big waves just keep crashing over him and over and over and over again.
And when you're hit that many times, it's really tough to get up.
But if you can't get up, you drown. And if you drowned, you die. Kids aren't supposed to die.
No, kids are not supposed to die. But sometimes there's a plan out there that we just can't understand.
But me and Neil, we made plans. We were gonna go snowboarding and we were gonna play with this remote control plane. I told him that you could get us tickets to the Dodger-Yankee game.
Oh, yeah, that's one of those interleague games.
Neil says they're the two coolest teams.
You know, it's not too late. I could maybe get tickets.
But you're not for sure.
Look, we are not going to lie to you, ever. And you're right, nope, we're just not for sure.
Last night, before I went to sleep, I spoke to Mommy Star.
What did you say to her?
I asked her to help Neil get better.
She's up there and she's looking after Neil, and she's never gonna stop looking after him, you know?
No, and you know what? She is so very proud of you, just like we are so very proud of you for trying to help your friend get better.
I just thought of something.
What?
Neil does die. I don't think I'll ever speak to a star.
Why? Why not? Why would you say that?
If I can't see him, it just wouldn't be the same.
Oh, sweet pea.
Did you get the test results?
I'm afraid it's kidney failure.
So does that mean
All it means is that we're going to have to put him on dialysis to give his kidneys a rest.
How often?
Every other day.
Is it painful?
Well, it involves putting a special catheter into the chest. And, yeah, it's a little uncomfortable.
But no worse than anything he's already been through.
And I will do everything I can to make sure it goes as easy as possible for him.
You're going to do it right now?
If it's okay with you. Both of you.
Can we stay with him?
No, actually, we have to have you guys wait outside. We have to insert the catheter and take a chest x-ray.
Joe, I'm his mother.
Hey, I'm here. I'm his... Uncle Joe. We'll take care of him.
You know, they're right. We should give him some room, okay?
Okay, let's prep him.
I can put in the CVP line. Why don't you go back to testing donors?
All right, if you're sure.
Of course I'm sure, Karen. I'm serious. If we do not find a match, scratch that. We will find a match.
Joe.
I will be down to help you as soon as I can.
You know, we're all working very hard to try and find a match for Neil. And we'll keep on trying.
I said we'll find one. I meant it.
What are we doing here?
Figured it might help.
Well, we already tried, remember? We knelt down, right here, side by side. And we prayed for Neil to get well again. It didn't help.
We don't know that yet.
Is his medication working? Have we found a bone marrow match? Has even one positive thing happened since we prayed for help?
Look, I am not giving up on Neil.
I am trying, Frank. I am trying so hard. But I can't stand to see him suffer, feeling like that there is nothing that we can do to help him, and it seems like whatever we try just makes him worse.
Sometimes people have to get worse before they get better, and maybe that's what's happening with Neil.
maybe. I'm sick of maybes.
You have always had more faith in Neil beating this than anyone.
That's because he's never been so close. It just seems like somehow there was always hope before.
There's still hope. If we keep believing and keep praying and...
Oh, I am tired. I am tired of praying, and I am tired of hoping, and I don't even know how to believe anymore. I just feel like running outside and screaming up at the sky, make him well again.
Then do it. If that's what it takes to make you feel better, then do it. And if you want, I will scream right along with you. I love you, Courtney. And I love our son. And whatever happens, we go through this together. We'll get each other through it.
How can he be dying? What kind of God takes an innocent little boy who has never hurt anyone? He should be taking me instead. I deserve it. I deserve it, Frank. I have done terrible, terrible things. Take me and let him live. Please, please. Please don't let him die.
I am so glad that Christina's too young to know what's going on here, because I could not stand to stare into another pair of eyes as sad as Serena's were.
I wish I could have said something to Serena other than, the beach in Fort Lauderdale.
You did good. You were wonderful with her. You really were.
I don't feel like I was wonderful.
When is it ever easy explaining death to a child? Much less trying to explain to one child about another child dying. Come on, pal, you can't even explain how and why an adult has to pass away. You can use the old circle of life thing, and that it was their time, or they had a good life, and it's natural to grow old and pass away. But there's just nothing natural about a little boy dying, and then try and make sense out of all of it. It doesn't work.
She's had too much death in her life already. For crying out loud, she never even knew her mother.
And now she's losing her best friend.
There's got to be something that we can do.
What we need is a great, big miracle.
How about a little miracle?
The dialysis really wiped him out.
Hi. Can I come in?
Yeah, sweetie, come on in.
He's really sleepy, huh?
Yeah, he's had kind of a hard day.
I brought the most amazing surprise for him, and I had to pull a bunch of strings and stuff to get all this permission.
Yeah.
Serena. Yeah, you are awake. Did you hear what I said?
Something about a surprise.
You are totally gonna freak when you see it. Are you ready?
Sure.
Okay, he's ready.
Hey, Neil. How's it going?
Whoa. It's you. I can't believe it, Mom. It's Eric Karros.
I heard a nasty rumor that you were a Yankees fan.
Yeah, but Dodgers rule in the National League.
Well, that's a plan for 2000. Give the Yanks a run for their money.
I watch you on satellite all the time. You're like an awesome first baseman.
Thanks for saying so. What's your position?
Third base?
The hot corner, huh? You got to be strong and fast to play there.
Yeah, and not afraid to hit the ground hard.
I see a big contract in your future. You bat left or right?
Right?
Right, huh? Well, brought this for you. Maybe this will come in handy.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. He hit 34 home runs with this. I mean, how cool is that?
Yeah, but the thing is, you can't win by yourself. You got to have a good team. And it looks like you got a winner here.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, your doctors, your folks, friends like Serena here. With a team like that, you can't lose.
Mr. Karros, you have no idea how much this means to my son.
Yeah, well, to all of us, it's really incredible. But by the way, I'm a big fan, too.
Well, thanks. And, you know, I'd like to see you and Neil come out to a game this year. My guess.
Me too?
You bet.
We'll be right back, okay? We need to do something.
What?
Just come with me.
In '92, when you got the National League Rookie of the Year, was that, like, so awesome?
You do pay attention.
How are we ever going to thank you two? He's on cloud 9.
Yeah, how in the world did you get Eric Karros to come here?
Yeah, very cool.
Well, you know, friend of a friend of a friend.
And, of course, when Eric heard about Neil, you know, he's such a terrific guy. So.
But how did you even know Neil was a fan?
Serena. She loves Neil. She knows everything about him.
She sure does. She just wanted to do something, you know. I just hope it didn't poop him out too much, you know.
Oh, he'll be fine. I'll go stand by just to be sure.
Yeah, we should get back in there, too. But really, thank you. Just when I thought there was nothing to look forward to, there he is, you know, grinning ear to ear. Kind of gives you hope again.
Yeah, and that has been in short supply around here lately.
Well, just know that we're in there with you, praying. Thanks.
Thank you. You can use all the prayers you can get.
Do look at that kid. You know what you did? You done good. You are an angel.
An angel, huh? Nobody's told me that. Well, when I was about 5 and was asleep.
I'm not gonna stop till I've tested every single vial.
You know, it's not going to help to run yourself down.
Will you let me worry about that? Listen, I'm sorry, Matt. It's just everything's going wrong, and I have no idea why.
I know. I mean, we were all so sure the xylostine would work.
It's like nothing we do makes any difference.
Well, we can't help every patient, Karen.
Yeah. I just never counted on the patient being a little boy I'm so crazy about. Look, I promise I'll take 5 after I go over the blood test results from last night.
Yeah. Sure you will.
Oh, my God.
What? Did you find something?
This looks like a very close match to Neil.
Are you serious?
Yes. I don't believe this.
Well, who is it?
It's my sister. It's Christina.
Dr. Rodriguez, 2715 East.
Excuse me. Can you tell me if Dr. Ramsey is out of surgery?
I wouldn't know.
Well, could you call and find out?
I really don't have time to call.
Never mind. Just tell me what room Neil Canellos is in.
Why are you asking?
Do I have to explain myself to you every time we bump into each other?
When it's my patient.
I'm trying to do a nice thing for Frank. Visit his son.
I didn't realize you still cared for Frank.
He's a friend.
Well, I'm not sure he thinks so.
I think so.
Now isn't the best time to see Neil.
Well, I really do think I should be tested to see if I'm a match.
Fine, I'll let Frank know you offer.
I'd rather tell him.
If you really want to help, then leave Frank and his family alone. Denise? Would you page Dr. Pacelli for me, please?
Well, his kidneys could be better, but his fever's down.
Yeah, and the rash is almost gone.
Maybe we ought to get Eric Karras on staff. Not only can he hit a ball, he can cure skin eruption.
Oh, Mary will be so relieved. He really does look a lot better.
Where is Mom? She said she was going to drop by and check on him.
Oh, they called her in at the last minute.
You know, you'd think they would give her a break with her grandson being sick.
Cutbacks.
It sucks.
Well, I've never been a fan of corporate medicine myself.
Especially when it affects your family.
Oh, there's a man we have to thank for the improvement in the patient's spirit.
Yeah, did Karras get off all right?
Well, yeah, some of the nurses shanghaied him for autographs, but he's all right.
Marcella said he was a spunk rat.
Marcella said he was a spunk rat?
You know, you?
Oh, of course.
Dr. Russo,
Hi.
labor and delivery.
Hey.
Hi, I thought you two were supposed to be holed up in the lab.
Well, we have some news.
Good news?
We hope, but it's kind of technical.
Oh,
Boring.
boring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Ice cream. I need ice cream right now. Do you want to go get some?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, if you and Scott could stick around.
Oh.
Well, I need ice cream. Badly.
Oh.
Did I ever tell you the time that I used a Coffee Crunch ice cream cone to sneak into the Japanese Imperial Palace?
Hey, guys, what's up?
We found a match for Neil.
What?
Oh. It's Christina.
Our baby is a match?
Are you sure about that?
We triple checked it.
So that means we can use her bone marrow for Neil.
Well, she isn't a perfect match.
But 5 out of 6 for a successful transplant.
Oh, well, thank you, both.
Yeah.
We should do the extraction right away.
Oh, I'm sure, absolutely.
Lucy?
Well, it's great. I mean, it's exciting. It's just, she's a baby. You know, and the thought of a big needle going into her bone, get the marrow like that, you know.
Well, there's no pain, if that's what you're worried about. We use the general anesthetic.
Yeah, but Joe, anytime anybody goes under, there's a possibility of things going haywire.
There's a small possibility. That's why you and Lucy need to take the time to think about what you want to do.
Yeah, Neil's feeling pretty good today. It gives us a window. So the sooner you can decide.
Of course. Right. I'm going to walk. You want to walk with me? Okay.
Dr. Rodriguez, 2715.
They have to say yes.
Look, Courtney, he's still weak. Doing a transplant now is a gamble anyway.
One we have to take.
Hell, yeah. I mean, isn't this what we've been waiting for?
Well, yes, but Karen is right to be cautious.
So what kind of gamble?
Well, normally we hold off on the BMT until a patient's in remission.
When an immune system is as compromised as Neil's, well, you're looking at all kinds of complications.
Like infection, graft failure.
Possible.
Well, what about the xylostine? Can he go on taking that and have the transplant?
No, the two are incompatible.
The drug's making him anemic anyway.
Yeah, but in the long run, couldn't it save him?
There's no long run anymore, Courtney.
We don't know that.
Transplant is your only option.
It's too soon to tell. I think we need to run more tests, see if the xylostine's kicking in.
Meanwhile, we'll just all sit around while he gets weaker and weaker.
All right, wait, what feels right to you?
Nothing. Nothing feels right. We can decide after we see what the drug's doing.
Well, as you know, I'm not exactly a fan of medicating a patient unless it can't be avoided. All right, well, I'm with you then. Thanks for getting back to me, Nick. Bye.
Here.
You want me to give this to Frank for you?
Since you warned me not to go near him. Though why I'm writing a note to someone who's just around the corner.
Because there's people who would be upset there if you showed up.
I confessed in open court that I'd made mistakes. But so have you, Kevin. You started your life over again. Why can't I? When I was in trouble, I turned to you, thinking you, of all people, would understand. You've been as sick as I have, but you've got better. Why can't I?
Because when I needed help, I worked with doctors who challenged me, not just flattered my weaknesses.
And these same doctors never told you it was wrong to bully people?
I'm just being honest, Chris. Now, whether or not she chooses to accept that is up to her.
So what was he giving you grief about this time?
I wanted to find out information about Neil. And Kevin told me to stay away, and it escalated from there.
Well, I think I have what you're looking for.
They found a match. Christina.
Yeah.
Are Scott and Lucy going ahead with the extraction?
They're deciding right now.
Why does this feel like a wonderful dream and a nightmare all at the same time?
Well, we knew this could happen. Anybody could be a match.
Right, but it's Christina. It's our little girl, and this just somehow points out all the things we don't know about her, you know?
We know that she's a terrific little girl. That's all we need to know right now.
Yeah, but, oh, pal, I keep telling you, you know, what if she got sick? We don't know her medical history. We don't even know who her parents are.
Well, come on, now, first things first. Are we going to let her be the donor?
Okay. I know Frank and Courtney are probably wondering why we're taking even a minute to decide, and the extraction, it is the right thing to do for Neil, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so little Christina has to go under anesthesia, but I mean, it's not that dangerous or serious, right? And she had come into our lives for a reason. Do you realize she's our little miracle, and now she can be the same for somebody else. She can give the gift of life to Neil. But it's just, she's so small and...
Hi, folks.
Hey, kid.
Oh, I guess you're here. You heard, right? You heard the news?
Yeah, we found a donor for Neil.
I didn't hear that. That's fantastic. Who is it?
Well, you're going to find this very hard to believe because we're having a heck of a time believing this. But, Doc, it's our Christina.
I'd say what are the odds, but I think I know the answer. Are you okay with this?
Well, we're having a few problems.
Like, is Neil and Christina, for that matter, strong enough for a transplant?
Well, I don't think Neil really knows just how bad he is.
Well, that's partly why he stopped eating.
Hey.
Hi, Serena. You shake Victor?
No.
I'm tasting my ice cream and bringing up the rear.
Yes, I told them we're not allowed to eat up here.
Because you wouldn't let me finish it downstairs.
Well, that's because I knew something was going on with Neil. Now I'm going to hear about it.
Well, that's no flies on you today there, Serena.
Okay, just tell me now.
Okay. Well, you know the news that Karen said she had earlier?
We found a donor for Neil.
Who?
Well, she's about this tall, drools a lot, smiles a lot, but loves strained peas.
Christina?
Yeah.
My little sister is the match. I knew it. Neil is gonna live.
Well, Pumpkinhead, you know, it's a little more complicated than that.
I don't get it.
Serena, this may be a little tough for you to understand.
No, it's not. If Christina's got the same type as Neil, she can save his life. Isn't that why they had the blood drive in the first place?
Well, finding a match was the first step.
What's next?
Well, you see, Neil's got to get better before they can actually do the transplant.
That's so stupid. I mean, how can he get better if he doesn't have the transplant?
Well, you know that the medicine that Neil's been taking?
Chemical therapy?
No, it's chemotherapy. And see, what that does is it attacks the bad cells and kills them. But it also can have an effect on the good cells, which helps Neil get better.
So, it's really just making him sicker?
What? At first, but, like the last time, once Neil gets better, then they can do the bone marrow, and then it'll start fighting all the, the bad stuff in there.
Oh, so Christina could save his life? But then again, Neil might die first.
That's possible.
Possible, but not a sure thing. And you're the one who taught me never make a bet on a sure thing, because when the long shot comes in...
That's right, you win big like we did the track that time.
I hope Neil wins big.
Courtney? Listen, Scott and I have gone on over and over the whole donor thing.
Look, I know it's not fair asking you to put Christina through such a painful procedure.
But Neil's in pain all the time now, isn't he?
He really doesn't have a choice.
But you've had a lot of choices, haven't you? I mean, trying to decide the right thing, I know must be very hard to make sure you're making the right choice and maybe hurt him more than you intended. That must be so hard.
Yeah, and all the time I'm wishing I could be sure I was making the right choice.
Well, we want to make the right choice. We want to do the right thing. And so I think if Neil knew that Christina was lying in there, if Neil knew he could help her in some way, I know he'd want to give her that wonderful gift. And I'm sure he'd say, like, I hope and pray Christina would say, then let's do it. Let's do it right away. Look, I guess what I'm trying to say here is that's what Scott and I have decided. We want to go ahead with this. Let's do it right away, as soon as possible.
Thank you. Really, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I know how difficult it is for you to be apart from Christina. But we would have been there in time if Kevin hadn't held up my release. Damn him. Kevin keeps screwing up my life.
Julie, if you're not happy with where your life is, don't blame me.
Would you just go away? I mean, you're like some dark cloud that keeps following me.
Now you sound paranoid.
Well, she doesn't to me. What's it going to take to convince you that I'm not crazy?
I thought my opinion didn't matter to you.
Well, people in Port Charles seem to respect your opinion.
You ruined your reputation all by yourself.
Then why don't you magnanimously give her the chance to rebuild it?
Because when I see someone in trouble, I can't just walk away. I'll keep my eye on Julie as long as I feel I need to.
Nurse Hartman, 4737. Nurse Donna Hartman, 4737.
Listen, Julie, I know you're upset.
Why wouldn't I be? Didn't you realize they'd find a match when Christina was tested?
I had a pretty good hunch. She is Neil's half-sister.
And then what did you think would happen?
Christina donates her bone marrow, maybe saves Neil's life.
Just like that.
If you're worried that this procedure is too risky, I promise you I'll get the best anesthesiologist on staff.
Chris, and what happens when everybody puts two and two together and figures out that Frank is her father?
That's not gonna happen. Come here. Everybody is way too happy to start second-guessing a miracle.
But this match wasn't pulled out of a worldwide registry. It was discovered right here. And if I were Scott Lucy, I would be curious as hell.
Okay, you know what? Fine. Let's go along with your worst-case scenario. Someone actually says, hey, do you think that stud Frank Scanlon could actually be the father of both these kids?
And suddenly my name pops up.
So? I mean, that's my point. This is all going to come out sooner or later.
But it has got to be later. Everybody still runs the other way when I walk by.
Can we help it if they're unenlightened?
Come on, if these same unenlightened people discover that I am Christina's mother before I've proven myself, what are my chances of ever getting her back?
Some of the stuff Eric was saying, I'm gonna try and use.
Yeah, like what?
Like, don't get the game, get routine. Never know what's coming your way.
You gotta stay alert, right?
Yeah. That, plus a natural ability, which I think I've got. What do you think?
Oh, I've seen you in action. And there's no doubt about it.
I swear, between the two of us, we're practically supporting Brazil.
There you are. I've been looking for you.
Something happened?
Yeah, they said okay. Neil can have his transplant.
Oh,
all right.
That's fantastic. Why don't we go tell him then?
Wait a minute.
Why?
Well, Karen wants to run more tests, remember?
Okay, then while she's doing that...
We're not saying anything to Neil until we know the whole picture.
Oh, come on, Frank. I just want to give him some hope.
It's not your call, Joe.
Before they say I do,
I know Lindsay's secret.
before they live happily ever after,
I have every right to tell Bo the truth.
there's something Bo should know.
She's not gonna get away with it.
Is Nora going to tell him?
There's not gonna be any wedding.
One Life to Live. ABC Daytime.
I don't want to pull rank here.
Bull, you're saying I'm the doctor, I decide what to do.
When it's in my patient's best interest, yes.
He isn't just your patient, he's our son.
And he has been disappointed so many times thinking that we'd found some sort of miracle cure.
But we have. We found a donor. And if the transplant works...
We don't even know if Neil can survive a
He
transplant.
can't survive without it,
We'll
Courtney.
wait for the tests to tell us that.
And then we'll let him know about Christina being a match.
Okay, fine. Fine. But if you ask me, this is not about protecting Neil. This is about you being afraid to get your hopes up.
What, we disagree with you, so now we're cowards?
Listen, I don't know what you're fighting about out here, but could you keep it down?
Neil didn't hear it.
No, he didn't, but since he's feeling a little upbeat today, could you call a truce? That boy's depending on all of you.
Dr. Reitzel, 3288. Dr. James Reitzel.
Kevin. Hey, any news about a donor for Neil?
Some, but an awful lot still needs to be worked out. See ya.
Hey, did he tell you anything?
Kidding? It's typical Kevin. He couldn't be more vague.
It must be amusing for him to keep us in the dark.
I don't want to sound fair or anything, but he had no way of knowing I wanted information about Christina.
I guess he wouldn't tell you the truth anyway. You care about me, and that makes you the enemy. I don't know why Kevin hates me, but I am sick of it, and I'm sick of him.
Maggie, have you seen that? Oh, never mind. I have been arguing back and forth with Frank and Courtney, trying to get through their heads that Neil has to have this transplant, and he needs it right now.
Oh, well, they're afraid.
Well, then we have to reassure them, Karen, and that would be a lot easier if you would back me up.
Joe, you need to look at the latest test results. Neil's white cell count is up, and there's a reduction in the number of blasts.
So what, you think the xylosine's starting to work?
I'm hoping.
Karen, these numbers are really, really small here.
Well, so far.
Yeah, but I need better numbers than this.
Well,
if we're
maybe
gonna
we'll get them if we wait.
You want to hold off on the transplant?
Until Neil's in remission.
No chance. We cannot afford to do that. I say we move on this right now.
Joe, it's not your decision, or mine. I'm going to give Frank and Courtney the options, and then they have to decide.